Hello, my child. You, my child, you want wood. And I will give you wood. So much wood. But there's a method. There's a way. I will teach you that method in that way. So follow me. This is gonna be the wood tutorial. So you see that guy over there? He's like running around with his tiny little rink-a-dink tree farm. That's not how to do it, dude. Lock in. Lock in, bro. Alright. We're gonna go up here to a train station. Now, there's one very simple thing that you need to understand. With trees, since you are the one planting the nodes that you extract the resource from, if you think nodes like the walls where you hit iron from, those are limited. You can only plant so many, and the speed at which you interact with them is based on the speed of the minigame since you do multiple hits per node. With trees, I mean, speed has a little bit of a factor, but for the most part, you know, it's one tree, one hit, you move on to the next. So we're going to spawn in the Mogger here. Now, the Mogger is very special because it has this neat little setup, which I'll explain in a second, but you're going to need not only this train, which is a fairly fast train, I think it's the Prairie, I don't know. The only thing that's faster than it is the Falcon, I know that. So you're going to need this, and let me get out a workbench here. You're also going to need to get yourself a workbench, go to workstations, and craft yourself a bicycle workshop. In that workshop, you will find bicycles, and you're going to go make yourself a steam bike. It's steam bike right there. Now, once you have that, you need a train. And on that train, you need to make a floorboard. That's what this is. You need to make stools. Have your stools sat on the edge of the floorboard, just like this, so you can sit down and you can control your train. Now, before we get into that, I'm going to show you my acorn inventory, because this is very important. The efficiency of tree mining is directly correlated with how many trees you can plant. The more trees you plant, the more efficient you are with your tree mining. Now, the thing with this is that it is very time consuming. Unlike metal, where you can kind of just opt in and out and still get the same amount, if you opt out of your trees, there's a chance that you won't be able to mine them later because someone else will get them and you lose your acorns. So this is something that I would, dedicate a solid hour or two of time to actually mine your trees. Because, we go into here, I have 508 ebony acorns, 130 maho acorns, 293 pine acorns. We got in here 582 maple, 668 tandecan, 575 oak. And you're like, where the hell are you going to plant all that? And I will explain to you that even with this many, I will plant every single one of these trees before I mine them. At least all the big stacks, the ones that I actually want. I don't care for, these stacks of like 10 or like cherry and stuff where I'm just not going to use it. However, with the other woods where I've got large stacks of them, I will plant every single one of these. That's over 2,000 trees. And you may be wondering, well, how do you do that? Well, first, we go over to my house over here. I'm going to explain to you, how do you get acorns? 40 botany stations. Now, obviously, that's a lot. Let me change my settings here. Obviously, that's a lot. And you can do like 20. And I've got furniture resizer, so these are all fairly small. And they're like able to fit in. And you literally just click ebony, ebony, and then cross. It does not consume acorns, and it literally just gives you a free acorn. Of course, that is time consuming. It takes about 30 to 40 seconds, I'd say, on average, for an acorn to pop out. But you set up a bunch like that, and you literally just go onto them, collect it, cross it, go to the next one, collect it, cross it, so on and so forth. So now, we're going to go to the second part of the demonstration here. Let's grab our oak acorns, because I have a lot of them. Now you see how I'm like seated right here? I can't pull up my inventory. If I pull out the acorn, and then I sit down, I still have the acorn out, and I can do this. I can plant it while I'm on the train. I can actually do this, where I'm going along on the train, and I am creating a line of trees. Now, the best way to do this is to make it so that your respawn point is at the train station. That is if you're doing this on Palmove. We'll get to Aelith in a second. So I've got, you know, a little line of trees here. I reset, then I spawn my steam bike, and I literally just go down the line, and I start hitting all these trees, and I collect the wood. Now, where this becomes super efficient is on Aelith, where I, you know, actually do what I was talking about earlier, where I plant every single one of my acorns. And the thing about that is, on Aelith, is that basically the entirety of Aelith next to the track is somewhere where you can plant a tree. So on Palmove, there's a decent portion where you can't plant trees, and you're also relatively close to the spawn area, so there's a good chance someone will steal your trees. On Aelith, however, that is not the case. And the best thing about it is that you can go round and round and round and round on Aelith, just constantly going around, and you plant like a bajillion trees. And then, once you're done planting, instead of having to go back to the start by resetting, you literally just hop off your train, you spawn in your steam bike, and you start hitting the trees. And you just go around, because by the time, wherever you stop, there's going to be trees planted because you're going around in circles. I'd say it's about 700 to 800 trees per rotation on Aelith. So 2,000 trees will get you like 2.5 stacked trees. And that's another thing I need to explain, is that whenever you have a tree planted, and I'll demonstrate it here, you see how this tree's already grown? I can plant another tree inside of it. So whenever you're going around on Aelith, you don't even have to worry about like creating layers for your trees. You literally just hold your mouse in basically the same place. You change it around a little based on, you know, sometimes there's like a little bit of structures in the way, but you literally just hold it in the same line and you plant the trees on top of each other. And you do that over and over and over again until you run out of acorns. And then once you're done with that, you just go round and, or you don't even have to go round and round. You can do one rotation, go up to each little cluster of trees, mine it to the next cluster of trees, mine it, and then you just do that for like an hour and you get thousands of wood. And I mean, like, yeah, it's a lot of wood. And yeah, that's how you mine trees. I would show you, but I'm kind of short on time, so I'm not going to actually show me doing an Aelith run, just because, like I said, it takes a few hours, and I don't have a few hours of time. But hopefully, I explained everything well. Oh, and one last thing, something that's actually fairly important. On the steam bike, it's just like the stool, where you have to equip your axe. I'm going to use the pickaxe. You have to equip your axe before you hop on it, otherwise you won't be able to equip it. And yeah, aside from that, that's the tree tutorial. Go get your wood.